Our podcast is on the Constructivist learning theory. As a group, we created the following video to demonstrate some of the ideas from this theory. Constructivism is a theory of knowledge that argues that humans generate knowledge and meaning from an interaction between their experience and their ideas. It has influenced a number of disciplines, including psychology, sociology, education, and the history of science. Two of the key developers in this theory were John Dewey and Jean Piaget. First on, John Dewey is cited as the philosophical founder of the constructivist learning theory. Dewey developed theories of childhood development and education, known as progressive education, and these theories led to the evolution of constructivist learning theory. Dewey rejected that the schools should focus on repetitive, rote memorization and proposed a method of directed living. What Dewey meant by this was that the students would engage in real-world practical workshops in which they would demonstrate to creativity and collaboration. Dewey wrote, "Only by wrestling with the conditions of the problem at hand, seeking and finding his own solution, not in isolation but in correspondence with the teacher and other pupils, does one learn." He felt students needed to think by themselves rather than being told what to do by the teachers. He thought teachers needed to change and be guides rather than dictators. Dewey called for education to be grounded in real experience. He wrote, "If you have doubts about how learning happens, engage in sustained inquiry. Study, ponder, consider alternative possibilities, and arrive at your belief grounded in evidence." Dewey believed inquiry was very important to constructivism. Jean Piaget was the founder of the constructivist learning theory. In all of his studies, his main interest was in child development. He is best remembered for his work in this field. He explains learning in two different schemes: assimilation and accommodation. Assimilation causes people to incorporate their old experiences with a new experience. This causes people to rethink what they previously knew, gain new insights, and possibly understand what was previously misunderstood. Accommodation is what occurs when new information or experiences causes you to modify an existing schemas. Rather than making new information fit into an existing schema, you change the schema in order to accommodate the new information. Piaget talks about the 4 stages of psychological development of the young learner. He believes the teacher should be cognizant of these. Piaget's developmental theory of learning and cognitivism are on the discovery made by the learner. According to Piaget, in an ideal learning environment, learners should be allowed to construct knowledge that is meaningful to them.
In this example, we have one student who uses his initiative and learns through the scaffolding idea of collaborating a number of resources in which to develop his ideologies, such as past experiences. This form of initiative inspires a metacognitive approach to developing strategic ways of learning and thinking. The latter student here has no initiative, which disencourages links being formed on a metacognitive level. This student struggles to move forward with the task without direct contact with the teacher, who provides him with a step-by-step approach to solving the task set out. The task at hand is clearly set out through various resources, and it is up to the student to build the concept inside his own mind.
Well, that's what you make of this constructivist theory, so.
Piaget believes that a constructivist classroom should challenge students in a variety of different ways, increasing initiative and constructing personal knowledge.
Yeah, and do we want students to be taught using the method of directed living? What I meant by this was that students would engage in real-world practical workshops to demonstrate their skills through creativity and collaboration.
Right, so Piaget would kind of agree with Dewey there and saying that the constructive theory, it should achieve the learning environment that children should be given the freedom to construct their own environment in which to build upon.
Dewey wanted students to think by themselves rather than being told what to do by the teachers. He also thought that teachers needed to change and become guides rather than dictators.
And I think constructivism is a theory of knowledge that argues that humans generate knowledge and meaning from interaction between their experience and their ideas. It has influenced a number of disciplines including psychology, sociology, education and the history of science. I also believe that Dewey and Piaget are key developers in this theory.
Very good.
Good.